Well, Francis, we spoke to your dad yesterday. He's a little bit under the weather, but trooping on, as we'd expect him to do, because it's such a big one, isn't it? I know you've been doing the undercard presser today and everything else and doing the rounds. You sum up, in your words, how big this is for you, for Queensberry.
It's massive. It's a huge event. It's Tyson Fury, Dillian Whyte. The two prime heavyweights for me. On the planet. I think you've got it's a WBC World Heavyweight title, which is the biggest prize in sport, and it's Wembley Stadium. It's sold out. We've got a great undercard we put together. I think you're going to see some of the best young British talent coming through on a Saturday night, and Tyson Fury for me, he's one of the global sports stars. He's not just a boxing phenomenon and star. He's a global sports star and a global name and a global face. And it's his homecoming. He's been away for a long time. So for us to have been involved in his career since he came back has been just an absolute privilege and a wonderful experience. And this really does top it off. It's unbelievable. So as Tyson's talking about retiring after this fight, this really will be. For me personally, the pinnacle of my involvement in boxing, and I've been around it a long time, as you can see, it's just a wonderful experience to be involved in. And I feel personally very privileged to have done a press conference here today. It's one I can, and I'm sure the boys fighting would be a tick. For me, that's a tick.
Now, Francis, certainly over the last 12 months, there's a lot of people talking about the prospects in the Queensberry stable. You've mentioned the undercard there. What's the standout for you on that undercard?
I think Nick Ball's stepping up to fight Isaac Lowe.
Great fight.
I think the fact that obviously you've got Carroll, Royston, and David, but they're still at their early stages, and they're as you know, Anthony, they're at that stage now where they're matched against guys to develop their career. Nick's now past that. Yep. Nick's now fighting a very seasoned and experienced
potential coming out night for Nick.
A fighter in Isaac Lowe. He's won titles. He's gone the distance. He's had tough fights against people like Ryan Walsh and had draws, and he's had a disappointing fight last time. But most importantly, he knows what it feels like to win and win big, and win on a big stage. Nick doesn't know what it's like. And so it's all very new to him. So for me, the standout prospect on Saturday night going into this is Nick Ball. I think for me, it's a ballsy move. Excuse the pun.
Yes, no, it is. Yeah.
Excuse the pun, but it's a real step up.
It could come with great rewards, though.
That's the thing, and if it doesn't go as well as Saturday night, everyone will just still say fair play, mate. Yeah. Absolutely fair play, because we know he'd be further forward because everyone knows who he is.
Yeah, you can see the excitement in all the lads that are on the undercard because of what it is to be here, to walk out into that ring on that pitch. But about the main event again, I mean, he said it earlier this week, Tyson, about retiring. You just mentioned it as well. Do you really think, if it goes as you think it's going to go on Saturday night, Tyson has the arm raised, that he can walk away? I mean, he's got 94,000 people screaming.
I hope not, because boxing will be a much lonelier place without him. But listen, the man is, he's an absolute legend, not just as a sport. He's someone that will go down in history as one of those British sporting heroes, and it goes as far as to say as a British icon because of what he represents from a sporting point of view, for what he's done for mental health, for the way he's battled back from adversity in his own personal life. And then to top it off here, I mean, if he was to walk away, you can't get it. It's huge. However, there is unification, perhaps down the line. So who knows? If Tyson decides to retire on Saturday, he can unretire and retire again Tuesday if he wants. It's totally down to him.
That might happen.
Yeah.
I asked your dad yesterday, Francis. So I'm guessing it is going to be the same answer. I said, where does this rank up as the big nights he's put on over the years? I said, this is the biggest. It's got to be the biggest for you then as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been involved in some fantastic nights. Kawasaki at Millennium Stadium against Kessler.
What a night was there,
incredible. I can still remember the fight wasn't going Joe's way, and the crowd chewed him up, and it was just, it was a seriously electrically charged evening. Very different night for Kevin Mitchell, for example, at Upton Park. That was banged out, and it was a real different kind of crowd and a different sort of situation. But Vegas with Kawasaki as well, and Ellen Road with Josh Warrington, Carl Frampton over at Windsor Park. But this is definitely the biggest. I've got to say, the feel about it, the fact that it's heavyweight boxing, the fact it's the WBC heavyweight world title, and it's Wembley. You can't get any bigger than Wembley.
Final one then, is it stoppage for Tyson, all points. What do you think? What's your final prediction?
Listen, it's a prediction, and it's certainly not meant to come across as disrespectful. But I just think the best Tyson Fury beats anybody, in the heavyweight, in obviously any division, but the heavyweight division. Yeah. I think he's just too big, quick, strong, and clever for anybody. However, obviously Dillian is Dillian. He's aggressive. He can punch. He can box, and he loves a fight, Dillian. So 100% Tyson Fury comes through this fight, and I think by stoppage 9 or 10. Yeah. But anything less than 100%, who knows? But I fully expect Tyson to come through this and giving us a song at the after the fight.
Francis, thank you.
Thank you very much, guys. Cheers.